Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 9th of December, 2019, to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was a very interesting go-home show for the TLC pay-per-view. We got, I want to say, 3 matches, excuse me, officially added to the pay-per-view. And there was a lot of talking segments, to be completely honest. We only actually had 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had more matches than I thought. We had 7 or 8 matches. But here's the thing. With most of those matches, let's see, 1, 3, 6, 9, 11. In 8 of the 9 matches we had, or 7 of the 9 matches, hold on, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in 6 or 7 of the 8 matches we had, no, 6. 6 of the 8 matches we had, total, they went 10 minutes. 6 matches totaled 10 minutes tonight. We did have a nice main event, which I'm going to talk about because that thing, went 14 minutes. The handicap match with Becky went 12, almost 13 minutes, and the Humberto Andrade match went 11. So those are 3 matches that went a decent time. But when you have 5 or 6 matches that went 10 minutes in total, that's crazy. And then your main event, if it would have went 30 seconds longer, the finish wouldn't have even been on TV. Now, was it me and me using the Dish Network app and it doing this, or was this for everybody that Rey Mysterio got the pin? You hear the announcer, what is his name? Mike Rome, announcing Rey as the winner, and before he even finishes, he's like in the middle of saying United States champion, it just cuts to Modern Family. Or commercial and then Modern Family. Something. But that show, I don't know who timed this show out, but 30 seconds more, I think, and that finish may not have made it on television. Yeah, Ethan Meyer says that it happened to him too. So yeah, it wasn't the only me. It wasn't just me. Because I've had issues where like I've used the TNT app or the Dish Network app, and because my internet, it like bogs a little, and then I miss like a minute because it catches itself back up. So I was just trying to wonder if maybe it was just me or not with like the app trying to catch itself back up, and I missed that part. But nope, it wasn't just me. So very, very interesting to see that did happen. But let's see who's here with us in the live chat before we get talking about this show. Also, if you guys want to be part of the show tonight, you can do so by texting or calling in to 510-906-1341. We will take your text messages periodically. Then once we finish up with the actual review, we'll take a couple of calls. I've got it loaded up right here, so I will be able to see your text messages when you do send them in. But we've got with us Mr. Fluffy, Ethan Myers, Gregory Benson, Woken King Slender, Joe Decker, Eric Tate, Broken Dreams, Glenn Hunt, Nelson, Henry McKenna Cavallo, and so many more of you. So let's talk about tonight's Raw that kicked off with the divorce of Lana and Rusev. So Vic Joseph excitedly let us know that a marriage comes to an end tonight at the onset of the show. Jerry Lawler was introduced in the ring to host this segment. There was a table with some leather chairs and Lawler hoped to help them reconcile, but they were at a point of no return, and now, for the first time ever, he was presiding over signing of divorce papers. So Lana entered first with her lawyer. Crowd chanted Rusev Day. Lawyer handed Lana some papers, and it was a restraining order, but Lana said that for purposes tonight, she is lifting that restraining order. It is not intact, so Rusev can be out here for this signing. Rusev then came out wearing a damn Donald Duck t-shirt under a suit jacket, and holy fuck, did this crowd, for some reason, love everything about this segment. They booed Lana like she was the biggest heel in the company. They cheered Rusev like he was the biggest babyface in the company. Everything that happened, they cheered 100% correctly as far as cheering as loud as you've ever heard a crowd cheer in the last year. Booing as loud as you've heard a crowd boo in the last year. Like, this was mind-boggling how much this crowd was into this segment. Because watching on TV, it came off as garbage. It came off bad. I didn't like any of it. But the live crowd just loved the hell out of it. Like I said, Rusev came down with his Donald Duck t-shirt. Lana wanted Rusev to know that she used to love him. And loved him when the WWE fans didn't. Rusev wanted to talk a few times, but Lana kept interrupting. Lana said that Rusev became just another statistic. She said when the crowd first began chanting Rusev Day, it got to his head. The crowd chanted it again, and Rusev got happy. Lana placed part of the blame on the fans. Lana warned him not to get any closer, or he'll be violating the restraining order again and would go to jail. I thought she cut the restraining order anyways. Rusev then said that Rusev said he was the one who needed protection. And then said, I've got a video to show it on the Tron! Like, Rusev was a little much over the top. Most of this. Well, King Slayer said he actually liked this segment. So there's a clip of Bobby Lashley and Lana getting confronted by police and arrested last week. Lana called him a monster and called herself the most ravishing woman in the world. She told him that no one will ever love him and he'll never find someone like her again. Rusev said he couldn't stand her and he wouldn't want another one like her. Lana started yelling, and she was yelling in the most obnoxious way possible. Like, remember when Vicky Guerrero would say, excuse me, as annoying as possible on purpose? That's how Lana was tonight, just being as annoying as possible on purpose. And Lana starts yelling, and crowd starts chanting Rusev Day again. Lana was overreacting to the Rusev Day chants and said she's had enough. Rusev said that he wanted to sign the papers, and then they argued about who would sign the papers first. Rusev said he was going to sign the papers first, and Lana goes, no, I'm signing them first. I was here first. And then Lana said that she's taking their pet dog, and Rusev goes, no, you're not. That is my dog. That dog was given to me on my birthday. She goes, yeah, by me, it's my dog. He's like, no, you're not taking my dog. Lana then signed the papers. They never resolved who got the dog, and Rusev was happy. She signed, but he wanted one thing before he would sign. Lana said, what? You want sex again? You want sex everywhere. You want sex in the elevator. You want sex at the hotel. You want sex here. You want sex there. He goes, no. I want to match with your boyfriend, Bobby Lashley. And right on cue, out came Bobby Lashley. I don't know if Rusev ever actually signed the papers. Lashley said that he would ask Lana to marry him when this was all over. Rusev encouraged him to go for it, and he couldn't celebrate. And he could celebrate on the best day of all, Rusev Day. Rusev said Lashley could have any match he wanted as long as it was on Rusev Day. He then signed the papers. Well, I guess he did sign the papers. I forgot about that part. Lashley then immediately attacked him, and he fought back. Rusev then went on to slam Bobby Lashley through the table that was set up in the ring. Rusev's music played as Lana was screaming at him as he walked off. So in the back, Charlie Caruso asked Kevin Owens if he figured out why AOP had been attacking him. Owens said, yeah, because Rollins told them to. Owens figured Rollins did that because he was the only one to stand up to him a few weeks ago when Rollins ran down the roster. He admitted he barely escaped AOP last week, but he did. He then said he's got bad news. He's coming for the AOP tonight. Owens was walking around in the back, and he ran into Rey Mysterio, who said, "Hey, if you need some backup, I've got you." Owens said, "I appreciate it. You got your own thing tonight. I don't want you to get inundated in my stuff." And Mysterio said, No. You can use my old buddy, Lead Pipe, the one I used on Brock Lesnar. And Owens took it for protection. So next up, we got Drew McIntyre beating Matt Hardy in 2.5 minutes, if that. Before the match, McIntyre congratulated Hardy on the birth of his third child. He joked that the baby was cross-eyed, so at least we knew it was Matt's kid. McIntyre wondered if Hardy reproducing was even a good idea or a decision that's been bad on life. He wouldn't want to see the little Hardys follow in his footsteps. As he entered the ring, Matt attacked him, gave him a twist of fate, sent McIntyre out of the ring, and we went to commercial. In a 2.5 minute match. You heard me right. Hardy then hit a side effect for a 2 count after the break. McIntyre countered a backslide into a future shock DDT and a Claymore kick for the victory. So we got a video set earlier tonight, and it was Charlotte Flair approaching Becky Lynch in the locker room. We had learned that Becky will be taking on the Kabuki Warriors in a handicap match. Charlotte said that she didn't like Lynch, and Lynch said, mutual. But Charlotte knew what it was to take on the Kabuki Warriors and basically said, "Hey, Becky, you need backup? Also, I can make you Becky 2 belts again." Lynch said that she still had a debt to collect, would rather fight the two by herself. Charlotte then sarcastically wished her luck. Owens was walking around backstage. He was asking people, "Hey, have you seen the AOP? Where are the AOP?" And then Mojo tried to get all silly with him. He asked Mojo, "Hey, have you seen the AOP?" And he goes, yeah. They went, and he points one way, and he goes, "That way, no, maybe that way." And then he points both ways and goes, "That way?" And Owens knocks him down and goes, "You went that way." Rawley was not amused here. We then got the Viking Raiders. They came out and did an open challenge with their titles on the line. And out came Street Profits to accept. As the Street Profits were coming through the crowd and getting into the ring, we went to commercial and came back for a 3.5 minute match. After the break, WWE announced that People Magazine announced that Dave Bautista will be going into the Hall of Fame. One second, guys. The match started off, the Street Profits caught the Viking Raiders off guard, actually, and got some offense, but only for about 30 seconds. Montez Ford wiped out Ivar with a dive. Angelo Dawkins gave Eric a spine buster, and Ford followed with a frog splash, but Ivar broke up the cover. Ford and Ivar both did cartwheels. Then Ford did the Ultimate Warrior rope shake before Ivar nailed him with a heel kick. The Viking Raiders worked over Ford briefly, but he tagged in Dawkins. Dawkins gave Ivar a T-bone suplex for a 2. Ivar knocked them both down with a handspring elbow. Then Eric nailed Dawkins with a knee. The Viking Raiders then gave Ford a Viking experience for the victory to retain titles. Again, another short match. Went about 3.5 minutes. Again, Kevin Owens popping up on our screen. Owens said Rollins my bad. Rollins had issued a hold on. Oh, my bad. I literally skipped like 3 paragraphs in my notes here. So the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits fist bumped after their match when Seth Rollins marched out. He was booed heavily. He asked both teams to leave because he had business to take care of. They left. Rollins had an issue with AOP and then called them out for a fight right now, but out would come Kevin Owens. Owens came out and said that Rollins was calling out AOP because he knew that they weren't here. Owens wanted to know when they were arriving. Rollins tried to assure Owens that he had no idea when they would be here or what their motives are, but Owens wasn't buying it. At that moment, We then see a van appear. And out would pop AOP. And then we go to commercial with both Owens and Rollins in the ring. So we come back from commercial, and the moment we come back from commercial, we hear Seth go, "Come on, Kev. You got to believe me. You got to let this go. You got to just move away from these guys." And my question is, we had like a 3-minute commercial break. Was Rollins like trying to reason with Owens the entire time? Or did both guys have to stand in the ring with the lights down and watch all the different videos that played during the commercial? Let me know if anybody was actually there. Owens said that, Rollins may be right, but Rollins wouldn't be in their corner because he could take care of him right now. Rollins then left the ring and was like, "Hey, you want to deal with them by yourself." Owens explained that it couldn't be a coincidence that AOP were arriving right at the moment that you were ready to leave. Rollins said that he had a choice. He had no choice but to make the unpopular opinion and get out of there. Owens was unsurprised and let Rollins leave. Owens told AOP that he wasn't hard to find. He was the loud guy with a lead pipe. AOP appeared on the big screen. They spoke in Punjabi and Albanian. And Owens goes, "Oh yeah, you're making good points." And the crowd actually laughed here because who knows what they were saying. Owens don't speak, for far as I know, Albanian and Punjabi. He said he wanted them to come down to the ring, preferably right now. Sami Zayn's music would then hit. And my first question is, oh, fuck. We got the wild card rule back. And Sami goes, as he comes out with Mojo, he goes, "Now I know what you're going to say. I can't be here because I'm a SmackDown wrestler, but I've applied for a manager card, which allows me to go to both shows. I could be on Raw or SmackDown." And my first thought was, oh, what are you kidding me right now? There's a manager card that allows managers to go to both shows? Who thought of this bull crap? So Sami gets in the ring. He's got Mojo with him. He goes, "Mojo, please get in with me." Called himself a liberator and a manager. Zayn said Owens was getting into his own head. He knew Owens had a lot on his plate, but he was wrong to slap Mojo in the face and wanted Kevin to apologize to Mojo. Raleigh yelled at Owens, and Sami said, "Hey, calm down, because the look on Owens' face and the lead pipe in his hand may lead to something bad." Raleigh said that everyone is tough with a pipe in their hands. And Owens said, "All right, let's test that theory." He threw the pipe, Mojo caught it, and then took a stunner from Kevin Owens. Raleigh then, Owens attacked Raleigh with a pipe and beat the ever-loving, I need to show you guys this. Hold on. If you guys did not see the pictures that Mojo Rawley posted on Twitter, holy crap. Let me pull these up because Owens laid it in with that pipe tonight. Let's see. I've got the pictures loading right here on Twitter. If you're not a video listener, maybe you want to switch over and check this out. Or go to Mojo Rawley's Twitter. We also retweeted it ourselves. But just those, holy crap. I got it right here. Look at these guys. Look at these welts on the back of Mojo Rawley. That is just, holy crap. And Mojo's hamming it up like, haha, battle wounds. But that's just crazy how hard Owens was hitting him. Look at Andrade over there like, ooh, look at this dude. But, and then people try to come at us saying, oh, wrestling's fake, no one gets hurt. Look at that bullshit. Mojo took one for the team. Like, this shot right here, you can really just see how brutal those shots were. And that also proves, because there are people on Twitter that were saying, hey, that's not a real lead pipe. Owens has probably got like a wiffle ball bat or something. No. Wiffle ball bat ain't doing that kind of damage to Mojo. But Mojo took a beating tonight. So back to talking about Raw. Stevens Beach City Gamer said, now that is painful. Yeah, Wogan King Slayer says, ouch. Ruby says, OMG. So Owens was shown walking through the back after a break, searching still for AOP. We then got the announcement that Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy will go one-on-one at TLC. Earlier today, Murphy cut a promo claiming that he was better than Black and would prove it on Sunday. Vic Joseph then mentioned that, hey, tomorrow night, WWE Backstage on FS1 and CM Punk will be on the show. Aleister Black then defeated Akira Tozawa in a 3 to 4 minute match or so. Black was in control until Tozawa sent him from the ring. Tozawa tried a suicide dive, but Black caught him with a nice jumping knee. He then gave him a great-looking black mass for the victory. Crowd was quiet for most of this match, but popped when he hit the black mass. So then in an awkward segment, Charlie Caruso talked about a great rookie of this year and someone that could be the future going forward, and then they played a video package for Humberto Carrillo. They then came back, and Charlie was going to interview Humberto, but before she could, Zelina Vega interrupted. Andrade would then get in his face. They had a shoving battle here. They shoved each other, yelled at each other in Spanish, and then they both walked off. Zelina said, "Wait, tonight?" Which led us to believe that they're going to have a match. And after the break, they did. Before their match started, though, we got a hype video for the return of Liv Morgan. It said, Liv Morgan, the makeover, 2 words, is coming soon. So then we got an 11-minute match between Humberto Carrillo and Andrade. Andrade was in control until Carrillo caught him with a high cross, followed by a moonsault to the outside. After what felt like a very long commercial break, Carrillo hit Andrade with a springboard crossbody, enziguri, and a moonsault for a 2. They then went to the top, which allowed Andrade to hit a double foot stomp for a 2. Carrillo dodged a double knee strike and hit a missile drop kick. He then barely hit an Aztec press, but Andrade kicked out. Carrillo ducked a back elbow, but missed an enziguri. Andrade then hit him with another back elbow for a near fall. Carrillo then avoided a moonsault, but Andrade nailed him with a double knee strike. Andrade went to the corner to try it again, but Carrillo gave him a running drop kick. Carrillo was about to run into the ropes, but Vega was on the apron, so he stopped. Andrade then charged after Carrillo, but he moved, and Andrade knocked Zelina off the ropes, or off the apron. Carrillo will then come at Andrade from behind, hit him with a victory roll, and pin him. He stated that this is the first loss that Andrade has suffered since moving over to Monday Night Raw. They're really all behind this Humberto Carrillo. Crowd was very into this and popped for the victory. They missed a couple spots here and there, but they're professionals. They're good at what they do, and they were able to recoup and just keep it going without really most probably noticing. So I think that was cool. The announcer said that this was Andrade's, like I said, first loss. Andrade then went to check on Zelina Vega and then yelled at her for costing him the victory. So I don't know if they're teasing a split between the two or not. Dear God, I hope not. Because these two are just the perfect wrestler-manager combo right now in WWE. I know we don't have many, but they're probably the best we've had in the last couple of years. So then backstage, Rey Mysterio cut a promo. It said the U.S. title meant everything to him. It was the destination of a journey that began when he lost his confidence until his son reminded him what the Mysterio name really meant. He said if AJ Styles beat him for the title, he would shake his hand, but he planned on proving to everyone that he was worthy of being called the U.S. champ. We then learned that Goldberg will be on the Stone Cold, Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions that will air on Sunday after TLC. And if this is as good as the Undertaker one, don't miss it, because the Undertaker one is phenomenal. A stagehand then let Kevin Owens know that, hey, I saw AOP over by their van. So Owens made his way that way. Well, then got a 2-minute match where Buddy Murphy defeated Zack Ryder. Murphy leveled Hawkins at ringside at one point with a forearm, and then wiped out Ryder with a drop kick. Ryder checked on Hawkins before entering the ring when Murphy caught him with a knee and a Murphy's Law to pick up the victory. Quick match, cool. Before the match, they did a pre-tape promo with Aleister Black sitting in his closet saying that Murphy He knows he said, Murphy, I know you've been knocking on my door, and that was the biggest mistake you've ever made. Then we go backstage. Owens is at AOP's van. He looks at it and starts beating it with the lead pipe. He smashes the windows, scratches up the side of it, tries to open the back door, but no avail, it's locked. So what does he do? He takes the lead pipe and he busts the lock and opens it up. You then notice that there's a chair turned backwards, and someone looks like maybe sitting in it. Owens goes to jump into the back of the van, but before he could, AOP jumped him from behind. AOP then beat him down, slam the van door in his face, and just lay him down. He's just laying out. And out of the van, well, first, the person in the chair turns around. They're wearing a hoodie that's covering their face, and their head's down. The hoodie then comes up and is revealed that it's Seth Rollins. Seth gets out of the van and says, "It's come to this, Kev. It's a shame. I'm sorry." And hits a curb stomp on the concrete floor to Kevin Owens. Rollins and AOP then leave together. Whew. Then what Seth says next almost doesn't make sense. It does, but doesn't. Great promo. Seth Rollins had just perfect delivery here. Rollins came out on stage, booed tremendously by this crowd. Rollins asked the crowd what they wanted from him. They used to get along and see eye to eye, but he couldn't understand why they've turned on him. He fought through injuries and always laid everything on the line in the ring. He stuck his neck out for the fans, and now he's getting disrespected. He feels like they're spitting on him. Rollins said that he told the truth when he said that he didn't send in no AOP after Owens. He called Owens a flavor of the month, and the fans were just jumping on his bandwagon. He said he told the truth again today when he said that he previously had nothing to do with the AOP attack. He wondered what was good enough for these fans in 2019. He wondered if he had to kill himself in the ring. He beat Brock Lesnar and brought the title back to Raw multiple times. Still, it wasn't enough. He's heard the crowd's negativity, and they were pushing him. So now, he was pushing back. Their negativity has become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and their fiction has turned to fact. Because now, he was turning to stand side by side with the AOP. AOP then came out, and the three of them posed on the stage. And here's my thing. So, I said it kind of doesn't make sense. It could. So, if he is saying that he had nothing to do with the two previous attacks, then why did they attack Kevin Owens in the first place? And if he didn't, is he now just joining them this week and just saying, fuck it, I'll join you now? Or has he been with them all along and he's been lying and still lying tonight about not being behind the attacks? It's going to be interesting to see how this comes full circle and what we do learn with Seth Rollins and his new little group. We then see Kevin Owens placed on a stretcher and into an ambulance. Didn't see any more Owens for the rest of the night. Before we get going, let's check out some of these text messages here. This person here says, how can I get to watch Dynamite on the TNT app? So all you need to do is on your phone or your tablet, download the Watch TNT app. You'll go on the app, and then it'll ask you to log in with your TV provider, whether that's Comcast, whether that's Dish Network, DirecTV, Verizon, Fios. You'll log in with whatever cable or satellite provider you have, and then boom, you get to watch TNT live right through the app. If you don't have a cable provider, then unfortunately, and a cable provider that you get TNT with, because I know there are some people that you can say, oh, I got Comcast, but you only get your local channels. That will still not give you TNT. If you don't get TNT on your cable package, it won't work. And if you don't have a cable login, it won't work either. The reason I use the apps is because my kids, They watch TV and stuff while, Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite is on. So I just log in on my phone or my computer, watch it through the apps on there, and they can still watch whatever they want on TV or play their video games. So, yeah, if you want to use the TNT app to watch Dynamite, you have to log in with your TV provider and a provider that provides you TNT. If you don't got that, fortunately, it's not going to work. This person here says, so Seth is actually heel now? Yep. Heel turn commenced. So, going back to Raw, we had a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was the Raw Women's Champion of Becky Lynch taking on and defeating the Women's Tag Team Champions Asuka and Kairi Sane. Asuka and Sane were in control throughout the break early. They made a comeback, giving Sane gave Becky... Oh, no, Becky made a comeback and gave Sane an Bexploder, I guess she calls it. It's Exploder suplex. She then gave them a double DDT, inverted DDT combo. Crowd loved that. Asuka blocked Lynch from going to the top rope. Then Sane gave her an elbow drop. Lynch avoided an insane elbow and then dodged a missile dropkick. Lynch gave Asuka an exploder, but Asuka dodged a diving leg drop and applied an Asuka lock. Lynch fought out and applied an Asuka lock of her own. At one point, Lynch tried for a forearm off the apron, but Asuka nailed her with a knee to the jaw. Sane tried to stop Lynch from breaking the 10 count, but Lynch got back into the ring at the count of 9, and then took a nice-looking Shining Wizard from Asuka for a near fall. Asuka put Lynch in the electric chair drop position, and Sane gave her a flying forearm for a 2. Sane went for the insane elbow, but Lynch got her knees up. At least that's what they said. It almost didn't really look like it. Lynch then gave Asuka a manhandle slam. Lynch put a Sane in the disarmor, but Asuka dragged Sane out of the ring. Asuka then attacked Lynch with a chair, causing the disqualification. Match was good, but I didn't like the DQ finish. It was just kind of a meh, kind of stale finish after 12 and a half, 13 minutes. Sane then pulled a table from under the ring, and Asuka placed Lynch on top of it. Sane then put Lynch through the table with a damn good-looking insane elbow off the top to the outside. Crowd booed as the tag team champions walked off, and officials checked on Becky. Becky got to her feet before they cut away. That elbow spot, though, was just phenomenal. And speaking of phenomenal, we got the phenomenal AJ Styles backstage cutting a promo with the OC. Styles said the Viking Raiders couldn't hide from the OC, and he was going to beat Mysterio for the belt tonight. He also warned Randy Orton not to stick his nose in their business ever again, or they may just end his career for life. Styles then put up the for life hand symbol. We then got word that what we learned this morning, ESPN has announced that the New World Order, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman will be going into the Hall of Fame. So we're in the back. Becky's being checked on by the trainers. Charlotte approaches her. Becky wants nothing to do with her. Charlotte goes, fine. She asked Becky if going out there and doing that by herself was worth it, and Becky said, I quote, I'm fine if it means getting a shot at Asuka. I'll help you out. Charlotte responded, no thanks, before leaving. So Charlotte goes and walks out of the trainer's room, starts to walk down a hall, and you hear, ah! And then she gets attacked by Sane and Asuka from behind with a steel chair. And I'm like, you didn't hear them coming? God damn. So then next up, we had some jobber, I don't even think they said his name, against Eric Rowan in a minute match. And this guy had a good plan that didn't quite pan out. As soon as the bell rang, the jobber bailed from the ring, which crowd popped for because he grabbed the cage that Eric Rowan brought down to ringside. He ran up the ramp and then just put it down on the top of the ramp and ran through the crowd. So Rowan chases him, goes to check on his cage, and the wrestler, the jobber, whatever you want to call him, gets back in the ring, tells the ref, count, I can win my count out. So the ref starts counting, 4, 5, Rowan realizes, runs as fast as he can, and gets into the ring at about 7 or 8. And then just proceeds to kill this guy. Hits him with a claw slam. Doesn't go for the pin, picks him up, hits him with a second claw slam. Picks him up, hits him with a third claw slam, and then the ref just stops the match. Like, what? When the hell has it ever been that you stop a match because somebody hit their finisher 3 times? What are we playing? A video game and Eric Rowan won by knockout? I mean, you could set that setting on the video game, win by KO. So he hits him with his finish 3 times. Referee stops the match. Super confusing why that happened because what? It makes no sense. No, god dang sense at all. And then Rowan just proceeds to chokeslam him again. Okay. Referee, or the jobber just took tremendous bumps for Rowan, though. Just Hall of Fame worthy bumps, especially off that last claw slam. So in the back, Charlie Caruso attempted to interview Asuka and Kairi Sane. They started yelling at her in Japanese. She goes, wait, excuse me, ladies. Do you mind translating? I don't understand Japanese. So Asuka said, Becky and Charlotte, we challenge you to challenge us with the titles on the line. So after the break, Charlotte was now in the trainer's room with Lynch. Lynch asked if she wanted to fight them. She said yes, but they should put up the ante. They should up the ante. Lynch said that she wants this to be tables, ladders, and chairs. So it looks like it's official. Then they did an SNL Weekend Update spoof with the Street Profits. They basically ran down the TLC card. There was also a laugh track added. Fake audience laugh. And in this, we also got it confirmed that Rusev and Lashley will have a match at the pay-per-view. So then we got a Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles, the U.S. title on the line. Great match. So guys worked their asses off. Styles came out here by himself at first. The announcers kind of wondered why AJ would come out by himself when he's usually got the OC flanked by his side. So early on, Mysterio sent Styles from the ring and hit an Asai moonsault that just looked magnificent, beautiful, picture perfect. Like Rey's moonsault here, everyone says that Io Shirai's moonsault from the post to the floor is something to marvel. I think Rey's moonsault here was just as good. Rey couldn't have hit. I know I'm praising this a lot, but Rey couldn't have hit a better moonsault here, like at all. Like it is as good, if not better, than some of them Io Shirai moonsaults to the floor. Just saying, like the extension and the poise that Rey had off that Asai, it was just great. So as this was going down, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson would eventually come out, saunter down to the ring, and cause a distraction to Mysterio, allowing Styles to toss him into the ring post. After a commercial break, Mysterio fought out of a headlock and tried a springboard crossbody, but Styles nailed him with a dropkick. Mysterio beat a 10 count and dodged a forearm before catching Styles with an enziguri, sending him to the outside. Mysterio followed this up with a slingshot sunset flip powerbomb, sending Styles to the barricade, which was a very unique looking spot. And I think it was Vic Joseph was like, Joe, what do you call that? And Joe said some just wacky name that he probably thought of at the top of his head. Mysterio used a head scissor takedown, springboard, seated senton, and a running leg drop for a 2. Mysterio followed it up with a tilt-a-whirl DDT for another 2 count. Mysterio hit an enziguri and went for a 619. Gallows guarded AJ, so Mysterio nailed Gallows with a 619 instead. Mysterio also dropped Anderson off the apron. This distraction allowed Styles to hit a Ushigoroshi for a near fall. Mysterio went for a Hurricane Rana off the top. And I guess Styles wanted to counter into a Styles Clash, but slipped. Both kind of just fell off the turnbuckle. Styles grabbed Mysterio and gave him a powerbomb, and then a Styles Clash. Orton would then slide into the ring out of nowhere, but not do anything but wink at AJ. This caused a distraction as the two had a slight stare down. Mysterio would then roll up AJ and pick up the victory. And this came, like I said, barely in the nick of time. We're seeing, I think it was Orton walking up the ramp, and you hear Mike Rome, your winner, and still WWE United States shows off the air. God, did that cut close. I think the logo that comes up at the bottom of the screen to show us that the show's over was actually there before Ray even hit that roll-up. It was that close. But hey, overall, I thought there was some good story building here tonight. I didn't like how many short matches we got. But as far as, like I said, story building, the Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins stuff was done really well. The stuff building up the women's tag title match was done all right. Better than all right, maybe. And then that main event match. And Humberto and Andrade was a great match as well. And that main event match was also great. So overall, if I had to rate the show, I'd probably give it a 7.5. I know some would probably say less because, you know, the criticism I saw online was too much Kevin Owens and too many short matches. But hey, if done right, it could be good. I'm not saying this was a great show by any means, but I thought the show was all right, if not good. We do have a couple more text messages here. If you want to send in a text message, let me know what you thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw, or if you want to call in and let me know what you thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw, you can do so by texting or calling 510-906-1341. A little confused by the chat here. So, Henry McKenna-Cavallo said that this dude just called Undisputed Era boring. What dude? Me? I didn't even mention Undisputed Era if you're talking about me, because Ruby says Henry, yeah, he did. I haven't been checking the chat, I guess. I don't know if maybe somebody in the chat said that Undisputed Era was boring, because trust me, I love Undisputed Era. They're probably my second favorite faction of all time behind Evolution. Well, let's read some of these text messages here. This person says, you think Mysterio will be U.S. champ long term? If so, who do you think could take the belt from him? I don't know. Too early to say, to be honest. I hope he at least holds it till Rumble or right after Rumble. Maybe he could drop it at Rumble. This person here says, I want to know your thoughts on maybe them setting up a triple threat match for the U.S. title, Mysterio, Orton, and Styles. It's possible. I think the route they go is Styles versus Orton, because Styles lost the belt last week, lost his rematch. Yeah, Orton was involved, but Orton's got no beef with Ray. Orton hasn't said he wants the U.S. title. I mean, kind of did last week. I mean, it's a possibility. He gets all three guys on the show, doesn't leave Ray off, because if you just do Orton versus Styles, then what do you have for Ray in the title? This person here says, if all the promos are scripted, why can't we get subtitles to translate? That's not how it works, guy. You can't. I don't even know why. I can't explain it, but you're going to have subtitles for Charlie Caruso, who is there doing a live interview? Where is she going to look at? A monitor? And we're not supposed to believe that it's a scripted promo. Yes, we know as fans that they're scripted promos, but what they want us to think and believe is that these wrestlers are saying this on their own. So, your comment just doesn't make any sense. And it's not possible. And lastly here, before we do wrap things up, this person says, could you see Orton, another one that asked if we could see a triple threat match at TLC for the U.S. title? I mean, very possible. Very, very possible. So with that, I do want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk about a Monday Night Raw. I want to thank everybody who watches later right here on YouTube or listens on podcast services all around the world. We will be live again tomorrow night, myself and Nick, for the PWUnlimited podcast. So with that, I want to say thank you and have a great night, guys. See you tomorrow.